So you're thinking about moving to Decatur, Georgia? Well, you wouldn't be the only one. This is one of the most popular suburbs of Atlanta and one of the few vlogs that I actually do inside of the perimeter. Decatur is by far a top 5 suburb, and in this video what we're going to do is we're going to take you around to a couple of different properties and a couple of different price points, see if we can find something that fits into your budget. And if you stick around to the end, we'll come back hopefully to one of my favorite spots. We'll see how the rain holds up, and we'll do a market recap so you can get up to date on the current market here in Decatur. So if you have any interest whatsoever in moving here, you're going to want to stick around for that, and we're going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in Atlanta, Georgia, well then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications. That's not a bell, that's a train. Tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Atlanta. My name is Denny, and the team and I get calls each and every day from people just like you looking to make the move to Atlanta, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving next week or next year or any time in between, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even schedule a Zoom. We'd be happy to help you move, make a smooth move to Atlanta, or in this case, Decatur. I'm here in the Decatur City Center. As you can see, it's a rainy day. Hopefully I don't get too wet, but behind me you have the DeKalb Courthouse, which was built in 1822. Decatur was incorporated in 1823. As you can see, you have ice cream stores, coffee shops, restaurants, fitness studios, retail, restaurants, bars, all that. Some remnants of some Christmas decorations. Again, Decatur is inside of the perimeter. It's in DeKalb County, and through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s, the property values were going down. There was a lot of poverty. The population was shrinking, but then it stabilized in like the 2000s, 2010. In the last 10 years, it has exploded. It's up over 30%, and property values are exploding. And you're going to see that on our tour today as I take you around. Decatur is the home to Emory University. It's a very prestigious and well-respected undergrad and grad school here in the Decatur area. So a lot of Emory students, big medical college and medical community, as well as business. And so lots going on here in Decatur. And like I said, the property values are exploding. Lots of people moving into the area. So I can't wait to share that with you. Again, we're going to show you a couple of different properties and some different price points. Then we're going to come back and do a market recap so that you can get up to date on the current market here in Decatur. So you're going to want to stick around for that. And let's go check out the first property on our tour. All right, so in this stop, this is really typical Decatur. It's like a 1954 brick ranch. It's going to be 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. They're advertising it as 4 bedrooms, but it's really a bonus room. And then they're also advertising it as a full basement. And hey, how are you? Good. This is just one of your neighbors walking down the street, probably wondering why I'm shooting YouTube videos in the neighborhood. But as you can see, there's a garage down here, so they call it a full basement. It's not really a large basement. The whole thing is 1,500 square feet. Again, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a bonus room they're calling a 4th bedroom, 1954 brick ranch, and it's listed right at $500,000. But the thing that I do like about it is, unlike some of the other properties that I've shown you on the tour, this one has been tastefully updated. I wouldn't say 100% of it. Like, the kitchen has the original cabinets that have been painted. Some of the appliances have been updated, some of them haven't. Maybe we'll throw up some pictures. But nice hardwood floors, neutral gray paint through most of the house. In these old brick ranches, there's always one bedroom. It's usually the one in the center of the house that's got wood paneling, and it's like wood everywhere. Wood ceiling, wood walls, wood floors, and that is definitely going on in there. But this is your prototypical Decatur home. I mean, some of them have been maybe added onto or knocked down and new ones rebuilt. I'll show you some of that on the tour too. This one has definitely been renovated across the street and painted. But this is, if you're wondering like what's Decatur like, that's what's Decatur like. Let's get to the next stop. All right, well, if you're in Decatur and you're thinking, Denny, I need something that's a little bit newer, something that's really nice, I need more space, but I have a limited budget. I mean, $500,000 is it. I don't have $700,000 or $800,000 or $1 million to spend on a home. And if that's the case, well, then you're probably going to want to look at townhomes. I'm sitting here in North Decatur in a brand new townhome development. All these homes were built in 2021 and they're still being built 2022. And so you're talking about 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 2,500 square feet. and right at 500,000 and more, because if you start adding and upgrading and you know, from a design perspective, you're going to spend a little bit more. But they are absolutely gorgeous inside. I mean, you're going to love all the mixtures of brick and stone and wood and different features. Hey, how are you? Come on by. You meet your neighbor. Who's this?
It's Bob Barker.
Bob Barker. What's up, Bob? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So, like I said, it's a new development, so there's still people coming in. You're going to find retirees, you're going to find young professionals, you're going to find families, you're going to find all sorts of people in here. Now, this is Claremont. This is a fairly busy road, but it's nice and quiet and peaceful in here. I will give you a warning, though, when you're you know, when you're buying new construction, a lot of people, they'll wander in, and this is what the entire development looks like. So look at that, sold. There's a lot. Oh, there's only two left. But a lot of people will wander into a sales center like that and just be like, oh, I want to look at some homes. I see down there at the end where they're building some more. I want to look at a home. You should never do that, by the way. Don't ever go buy a new construction home or on a new construction property unrepresented. And here's why. The salesperson, the agent inside, they work for the builder. Their job is to sell the most homes possible at the highest price possible, and there's no incentive to help you. You are unrepresented. They represent the builder. You should always take a professional, a realtor with you, because that person represents you and your best interest. They have a fiduciary responsibility to you, and they oftentimes, because one person buying a home, they know you're not going to buy another home. But oftentimes builders will give realtors better deals because they know you can bring them more business and more clients. And so pro tip, you always want to have representation when you're buying a new construction property. Plus, new construction sounds easy, right? It's brand new, but there's lots of pitfalls, lots of mistakes you can make along the way, and you need someone to guide you through that process. But if you're on a limited budget, you want new, you want nice, you want high end, you want more space. Well, in North Decatur, this is $500,000, and it's going to be a townhome. If you picked up this townhome and just moved a few miles closer to Decatur, like in the city near downtown, well, you're talking about $650,000 to $750,000 for the same townhome in the same property. So just to give you a perspective, they're really nice. And so if that's your style, this is definitely, you might want to look at townhomes in Decatur. All right, on this stop, this house isn't actually available. It just sold about a month ago, but it has an interesting story that I wanted to share with you, because this property right here was actually built 2021. So it's brand new construction, nice corner lot, 2,300 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And so here's why I wanted to share it with you, because as you can see in the neighborhood, you have a bunch of these older, smaller ranches. And so someone bought this, they knocked it down, and they rebuilt it. This property here was listed back in September for $680,000. And it wasn't until the end of November, almost December, that it finally closed at $570,000. The reason I want to share that with you is because a 2,300 square foot home, even if they do a really great job at keeping, building costs have gone up, labor, supplies, all that, even if they did a really good job, they were in it for at least $150, potentially up to $200 a foot. At $150 a foot, this house was about $350,000 just to build it. And here's why I wanted to share that with you. Let me get out of the road because someone's coming behind me. Because the corner lot right next door, this is an 800 square foot, 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and it is garbage inside. Like, it needs to be completely gutted and renovated and or knocked down, and you build a house like that. The reason that house was probably listed for $680,000 is because the investor that bought the land and knocked it down and rebuilt probably overpaid for it. This house right here is for sale for $320,000. That's $400 a square foot. It's probably being sold more as a lot to knock it down. But if you buy a $320,000 house and knock it down, and you build a $360,000 house, and you ultimately end up spending, you know, $680,000, which is what that one was listed for, there's already no profit in it. And if it sells for $570,000, then you lost money. And so you may or may not be an investor. You might not be trying to flip houses or invest in real estate. That's not the point. The point is, this kind of a neighborhood, this kind of a market in Decatur, you really have to know what you're doing when it comes to assessing values to be able to find something that makes sense. Not that you're trying to make a profit or that you want to be an investor. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I've flipped hundreds of homes. My partner was the lead character of A&E's flipped this house, so we have a ton of experience in this area and in these kinds of homes, even buying them, knocking them down, and rebuilding them like that. But if you're just looking for your family home or a starter home or a place to live, well, then you want to make sure that ultimately after you make that purchase, that even if you don't have built-in equity, that you don't make a bad decision that ultimately ends where you end up underwater right out of the gate. So beautiful home. I'm sure the person that bought it, they got it, you know, it's worth $570. That's what the market said, and I'm sure they're going to enjoy it for years to come. But I don't think the investor that did that project, it didn't quite turn out the way he hoped it did. And let's hope that we can help you make a better buying decision here in Decatur. All right, if you can check out this property right behind me, this gray one, it's kind of more of the typical Decatur, right? It's these 1950s, 1960s brick ranches. This one, there's the UPS guy, is he making a delivery? This one here, it was built in 1952, but unlike some of the other ones, I showed you some that were destroyed and needed to be either renovated or knocked down. I showed you some that were, you know, mostly updated but could still have room for improvement. This one, it's gorgeous. It's been gutted throughout, so the hardwood floors have all been refinished. It's all painted, a spa-like master bath retreat. There's even a pool in the backyard, chef's kitchen, like everything you can imagine, all the amenities that you would want in a modern home. It's just in a 1952 shell, and so it's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's just over 2,000 square feet, and it's listed at just over $800,000. So you could probably do the math really quick. That's $400 a foot. But unlike the other one I showed you that was 800 square feet for $320,000, it's not $400 a foot that needs to be knocked down. It's $420 a foot, and it looks amazing inside. Now, it's been on the market for a good 132 days, so that's a couple of months, 4 to 5 months. So clearly other people don't think it's worth $820, but the market will eventually find the right price. But I'd say it's probably closer into the low to mid 7s. It will be the right price for that particular property. And I use that to show you a contrast between, again, this one behind me. So this property here, the white one, it's 2,600 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and it was brand new construction in 2019. At that time, it sold for $725,000. That right there today is $1 million. If you just take that same about $400 a foot, for this is not renovated, this was new construction. So new is always better than fully renovated. Renovated is always better than updated, and updated is always better than original. So that's kind of how it works here in Decatur. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour, and you got a little bit of a different perspective between like a tear down, a kind of updated one, a fully updated one, a brand new one, all different shapes and sizes. But let's head over, jump in. I'll do a market update, just kind of tell you about the real estate market. Let me give you one more shot of that beautiful property right there. Give you an idea of what's going on in the overall real estate market now that you've seen some examples, so you can maybe see if Decatur is a place that you'd like to call home, or if maybe we need to check out some other suburbs. All right, so I decided to throw in a bonus because I'm about 1.5 miles closer to downtown Decatur versus the last townhome I showed you was in North Decatur, and I mentioned that the closer ones might be a little bit more. As you can see, this is mostly a residential neighborhood. Now, 90% of the homes around this neighborhood have all been updated and renovated and are really nice. They're all well manicured. You saw lots of families walking around. So this is going to be good school zones, a lot, you know, safe, all of that stuff, close proximity to Decatur. But check out these townhomes behind me. I mean, they are absolute. If you're okay with a townhome and sharing a wall, these are, I mean, high-end finishes. The appliances, the best appliances you can get. Hardwood floors, a really mixture of finishes and textures. I love when you mix different textures and different materials, which they've done in there, in different colors. You have white, gray, navy, different browns, light, dark, all that stuff going on. And these were all built in 2018. And so I'm just gonna kind of walk across the front. This one to the third unit from the end is the one that's for sale. And again, it's $1.2 million, 4 bedrooms, 2 half bathrooms, so 6 baths total. It's just over 3,000 square feet, 3,100 square feet. And so this is right at that it seems to be a theme. If it's kind of updated, it's $300 a foot. If it's brand new or near brand new, it's at least $400 a foot. And out of all the properties I've seen on this tour for $400 a foot, these have by far the nicest finishes and the best location. Now, obviously, if you want a single family home in this area, it's going to be a lot more than the 1.2 million, especially if you want 3,000 feet. And so that you might have to go to North Decatur. But I couldn't resist sharing it with you because when I saw it, I mean, wow, it's a great one. Now let's really do that market recap or go check out the real estate market here in Decatur. All right, well, slight hiccup because it was just raining too bad for me to make my way into a quiet place in downtown Decatur. But the first Thursday of every month, I actually host a real estate specific networking event here in town, actually at a place called Loca Luna, and it's in the Midtown Virginia Highlands area. And so I'm at my event. I'm a little bit earlier. It starts at 6. I got everything set up. Maybe I'll give you a tour at the end, but that's not why you're here. You're here for a market update in the Decatur market. And so I just want to take a few minutes to walk you through some economic and real estate data that might help you in your decision. And obviously this can't be comprehensive enough to cover everything, so I'm really just going to hit the highlights. So when you think about Decatur, as I mentioned, the population shrank through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then it kind of found some solid ground, and it grew a little bit through the 2010s, maybe like 5 or 6% a year, and then from 10 to 20 it exploded. It grew by 30%, the population did. And so when you have a shrinking population, you have real estate values that are getting depressed. And when you have a growing population and more demand, well, then you have exploding real estate values. So Decatur has by far become one of the top suburbs of Atlanta. I hesitate to call it a suburb because it's inside of the perimeter. That loop around Atlanta, 285, Decatur is just east of downtown Atlanta. I'm in just west of the perimeter. Parts of Decatur are outside of that perimeter if you talk about all of the zip codes, but I'm really just gonna kind of zero in on the 2 or 3 zip codes that most people think about when they think about the Decatur area. And so the population in the Decatur metro kind of an area is about 25 to 30,000. And then the median income in that area is household income is $107,000 a year. And that hasn't always been the case. The last 10 years, you've seen a resurgence in Decatur. It's an extremely diverse area: white, black, gay, straight, young, old, married, single, kids, no kids. I mean, it's a melting pot. It is your typical Atlanta suburb. It's got a little bit of all of it and a little bit more of an urban feel, but it's got a cool little historic downtown area, which I started the blog with. The Cab Court house was built in 1822, and then Decatur was incorporated in 1823. And so you have that old downtown area. As you've seen on the tour, you have tons of these old 1950s and 60s brick ranches that are being renovated, and then you have new construction as well, and you saw a little bit of all of that. And so what I want to do is just like walk through some of the real estate, because maybe you're a first-time home buyer, or maybe you're working in the $300,000, $400,000 range, and maybe you've got an unlimited budget. But I want to kind of give you an idea of what the real estate market has done in Decatur over the last couple of years. Emory is a big magnet for the area, the undergrad and graduate school. My brother-in-law just finished. He got out of the Marine Corps. It was in logistics and went to Emory grad school for business. So Emory's got a thriving medical community, the Emory hospital system, and then along with the school, which has not just the medical school attached to the hospital system, but also a really well-respected, world-renowned business school. And so that is in and around that Decatur area. And Decatur's bordered by, to the west would be like Kirkwood and East Atlanta. And then on the other side, you would get more into, it's in DeKalb County, but you would cross 285 and get into DeKalb County. And so that's kind of the Decatur, the lay of the land. I'm trying to think if there's anything other than Emory. That's really the thing that stands out the most to me in that. And then in terms of like the real estate growth, I think the real estate market values in Decatur year over year were up over 20%. In some parts probably closer to 30%, and then other parts not so much. And so the median home value is $325,000, but that's a little deceptive because some areas is probably significantly less, and in other areas is significantly more. So I'm going to talk specifically about the areas that people think about when they think about Decatur. So those zip codes would be 30030, so 330, and then 332, and then 333. Like that's the main Decatur and North Decatur areas where you saw us going. And so the, let me pull up my, I pulled up the information, so I can't memorize all of this stuff, and I want to give you as accurate as possible. So this is from the multiple listing server. This is from the MLS. The 30030, the median is 557,000, so significantly more, and it was up 9.2%. Now 30032, it's only 348,000, almost 350,000, but it was up 36.8% year over year, so significant increase. And then 30033 is the median home price is 451, and it was up 19%. So that kind of gives you, you know, obviously different areas are gonna fluctuate more, but those are like the primary zip codes that you'll be thinking about when you're thinking about Decatur. And then in terms of the houses that are on the market right now, new listings in those different area codes that just came on were 2258, so that's 80, and another 20, so 100, just under 199 new homes on the market in those zip codes. Total homes for sale right now is about 150, and closed sales were 140, and so really you had about as many come on and go off market. So days on market as low as 6 and as much as 30. So 30033 days on market is only 6, but 30 and 32 are 25 and 30 days on market, so almost a month. So anywhere from a week to a month. And as you saw on the tour as well, some people, you know, they tend to shoot for the moon and they overprice their properties. Some of them price it more aggressively and people overbid it, but you're still getting, it's still a seller's market. You're getting about 100, on average, 100% of the list price. So what people are asking is what they're getting, and that has been the case for a while and continues to do so. So the month supply, we really have, in some areas of Decatur, half a month supply. That means if there were no more new homes, and 2 weeks later there'd be no homes. And 30032, excuse me, is 1.4 months. So I'm curious. The price per foot, it says almost every one that I did, I got something in my eye. Almost every one that I did on the vlog felt like it was $300 to $400 a foot. It's saying that the median is about $250 a foot. So that obviously includes all the tear downs and the homes that people aren't moving into. They're knocking them over or they're completely renovating them. But anything that's renovated and or new is north of $300 to $400 a foot. And the kind of fun thing that I always like to talk about is the cheapest and the most expensive homes in the area. And so it looks like right now, just in those zip codes, the cheapest home on the market, the lowest price is Give me 2 seconds. And go. Oh, and of course I got an error message when I was doing that. But the most expensive is 1.75 million. That must be in that area, because there's for sure more expensive homes in that area. I'll put in the zip codes: 30032, 30030, 30033, and we'll just stick to the ones that we talked about thus far. We're not going to add all the other ones. And so yeah, 1.3 million is actually the highest, and that's on Farr Road. It is a brand new construction, 6-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 3,500 square foot new construction. It is a standalone single family home. So how about that? And the cheapest home in that area is $173,488. It's 1,064 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Let me look at these pictures really quick. And yeah, you would not want to live there. You're going to want to renovate it. So I hope that was helpful to get kind of an idea of what the real estate market looks like in and around Decatur. As always, if you live here or have lived here, if you have any comments whatsoever, we greatly appreciate it, because we're trying to provide value for all of our viewers and subscribers. And so the extra feedback is very helpful for the people who are looking to make a move. And so if you haven't already, subscribe and click the bell for notifications. We release at least 2 or 3 videos like this every single week. So there's always new videos coming out. You're always going to get more information and new content. And we just want to empower you to make a sound decision for yourself and for your family. And so if you aren't subscribed, do. And then obviously, if you're going to make the move, there's only so much I can do on a computer and on a video. So we'd love to be a resource in helping you make a smooth move to Atlanta. So whether it's a week, a month, a year, anytime in between, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule a Zoom, send the carrier pigeon, like whatever's most convenient for you. Happy to help you make a move. That's it for your Decatur tour. Hope to see you guys on the next episode. We're going to take a ride around town.